If You Come to Earth by Sophie Blackall. And it's about this boy here named Noah. And he's trying to think, if he had a friend who said, hey, I'm coming to Earth and I've never been there before, what are some of the things I can expect? You know, what are some of the things that you would show me? What are some of the things that you would tell me about? What should I be excited about? So that's what today's story is about. It's called If You Come to Earth by Sophie Blackall. Now, there's not a lot of words, but there are a lot of pictures. So I'll try to hold this as close to the screen as I can to see some of the... All right, here we go. Dear visitor from outer space, if you come to Earth, here's what you need to know. You can find us near a big sun and a tiny moon and a bunch of other planets. Ours is the greeny blue one. That's us right there. That's our tiny little moon, and that's our gigantic sun. So that's how to find us. The green and brown bits are land, and the blue stuff is water. So that's our Earth. Can anyone spot an animal in this picture? In the ocean, maybe? Big ol' whale. So that's how to find us. That's how to get to our Earth. Now, what can you expect? People mostly live on the land in big cities and small towns and tiny villages, or just in the middle of nowhere. So we're seeing that someone lives not that close to anyone else. We live in all kinds of homes. So we can see all these different kinds of homes. There's a castle, there's a windmill, there's a tree house, there's kind of a modern looking house, there's an apartment building, there's a boat. Anyone see anything else? And there are these people down here who lost their homes. This one says, in a fire, in a flood, in a war. So people live in all different kinds of homes. Houses, lighthouses, apartments, farms. In all kinds of families. Now this looks like the park at the La Brea Tar Pits. If any of you have been, or if any of you live by there, there's that big park, and on a nice sunny day, a little bit more socially distanced than this, but on a nice sunny day, you can see all kinds of people in all kinds of families doing all different kinds of activities. See some people playing frisbee, walking a dog, some people playing chess, riding bikes, all different kinds of people in all different kinds of families. There are more than 7 billion people on Earth. We all have bodies, but every body is different. So not just everybody is different, every body is different. As we can see here, someone in a wheelchair, someone who's really, really fast, probably an Olympic athlete. We see a kid, tall people, shorter people, all different kinds of people. Every body is different. What else can we expect if you come to Earth? Well, everybody's different, except for my friends who are identical twins who look the same, except for Mustafa's mole. So we can see that these twins are identical, means they look the same, except this fellow here, he has a little mole on his neck. That's how you tell them apart. Do any of you know any twins? Any identical twins? Inside our heads, we are usually thinking. You can't see our thoughts, but sometimes we show our feelings on our faces. What kind of feelings do we think these people might be feeling in this picture here? Right? We see this person here, down here. She looks maybe a little angry. This person over here looks scared. What else do we see? Happy, nervous, maybe sad. We see our main character in the middle here. He looks kind of excited, probably because he's having a friend come over who's not from this earth. Very excited. All right. What else can you expect if you come to Earth? Even if we don't feel like it, we get dressed every day. We wear different clothes depending on what we do, and where we live, and if it's hot or cold. So people wear all different kinds of clothes. What kind of outfits, what kind of clothing do we see on this page? I see an astronaut. Someone's getting ready to go to their work in space. I see a wedding dress, and this woman is getting ready to get married up top. What else do we see? This is what I wear to work. Just a blue shirt. It says Natural History Museum on it. And that's what we wear every day at the museum, or when we're doing programs for all you people. And this is what I wear, this blue shirt. And I love it. All right, this one's good for today, if you're tuning in from the LA area. There's lots of different weather in this world. Some of it good, and some of it bad. What kind of weather can we see on this page? I can see some very pleasant weather, something very windy weather. Blew this person's hat off. And which one is us right now, if you're tuning in from LA? Probably this one, right? Kind of light rain. It's not quite at this dark and foreboding thunder quite yet. And some of it, it's kind of sad, like this flood here. This family's on top of their car for safety. So all different kinds of weather if you come to Earth. Also, this is what you can expect. Wherever people live, we usually have to go someplace. There are lots of ways to get there. What kind of different ways of going from one place to another place can we see on here? Take a close look. How many different ways of transportation can we see? Of getting from one place to another? I see a lot of cars, very familiar in LA. I see a tractor. I see, a horse. Someone riding a horse. Riding a bicycle. Lots of boats. Lots of different ways to get from one place to another. All right. Oh, I think this one's funny. I want to point this out. This really ancient plane right here. I'm glad we don't travel like that anymore, right? Let's learn more about our friend here. I'm a kid, and kids go to school to learn stuff, so we'll know what to do when we're grown up. Now we could see all these kids drawing, doodling. So that's why we go to school, to learn more about what we want to do. Some people know when they're kids, when they're really young, what they want to do. Some people take a little bit longer to find out what they want to do, and that's okay. Grown-ups do lots of things to make the world work. So what kind of things do we see these grown-ups here doing? What kind of jobs do we think that these grown-ups do on this page? There's quite a lot, actually, right? What are some of the things we see? I see our astronaut friend again up on the top row, an artist, beekeeper, a chess player. I don't know how to play chess, but it looks fun. I see a politician here, maybe a a CEO of some sort, someone who runs a company here, a farmer, a film director, a sea captain, a vet. Yeah, lots of different things that grown-ups can become. A judge. She looks familiar. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Female Supreme Court Justice. A barber. Lots of different things that grown-ups can become. So many important things. All of these jobs are very, very important. Oh, and a teacher right here. A copy of the Odyssey. But when people are not at work, or at school, or sick, or asleep, we get to do whatever we want. So when people aren't working or aren't in school, these are some of the things that people get to do. Do any of you like to do any of these things on this page? Do you see any activities that you like to do? I like this one, reading. I like reading on my spare time. I definitely don't know how to ice skate, but maybe some of you do. Whatever we are doing, we need to eat when we are hungry. Some of us have more food than others. We all need food and water to survive. So no matter who we are, no matter where we are, and no matter what kinds of foods we eat, we all need to eat and drink water to survive. So remember, we're telling this to a friend who has never before been to Earth. It's their first time coming to Earth, and we're giving them kind of what you need to know if you come here. We all need to eat. We all need to drink water. And that water we get from the rain, which flows into little streams and big rivers and all the way to the sea. But you can't drink the sea because it's salty. So all that water, we can't drink the seawater, too much salt in it. So we can get our water from our tap, just like our friend here does. Lots of water. We're getting more of it today as we speak. Now the sea looks empty, right? Kind of looks just like a big block of blue. However, actually, it's full. Fish can swim, but they can't walk. Now look at all these amazing animals here. Hold it up to the screen. Look at all these amazing animals you can find in the ocean. A whale, a shark, a sea turtle. I even see an anglerfish at the bottom, stingray, octopus, jellyfish. Have any of you ever seen any of these animals? Maybe in a movie or on the TV, or maybe you've seen them in real life at an aquarium or even on a boat somewhere in the ocean. All these animals live in the sea. And they swim, they can't walk. Most animals can walk or swim or gallop or hop, but they can't fly. Fly? All these animals. We're so lucky. Our friend who's coming to visit us, who's not from Earth, gets to see all these different things. Animals that can swim, animals that can gallop, that can run, a little bat that can fly. Do any of you recognize any of these animals or even have these animals in your home? Right? Maybe some of the animals on the top here you have in your home. I hope no one has an alligator, but maybe someone has a cat or a turtle or a squirrel living in the backyard maybe. little mouse. So many animals. Oh, here's the bird page. Some birds can swim and walk and fly. So if I had to choose, I'd be a bird. Because some of them can do all three. But this penguin, he says, look at all these birds. And all of these birds make up the shape of a bigger bird. You can kind of see the shape of a bigger bird here. But as we get closer, you can see all the different kinds of birds that make up this bird. Have any of you ever seen any of these birds? I think I can recognize a flamingo. I saw a flamingo at the zoo once. And maybe a cardinal, but that wasn't here. So many birds. Oh, pigeons. I recognize those. So our narrator is saying, if I had to choose, I'd be a bird. I think I would too. And birds can sing. So can whales. And people. People make all kinds of music on our own and all together. Do any of you like music? Do any of you like making music or singing? Yeah, all kinds of instruments too. You don't even need an instrument to make music. You can just kind of tap your hand on something and you're making music. Some of us who are deaf talk with our hands and faces. Some of us who are blind read with our fingers. And this is a chart of what the letters look like in sign language, American Sign Language. And this is Braille, and that's how people who can't see read. They feel it with their fingers. So, and for this one here, for sign language, instead of making an A, like you would with a little triangle and a line through it, you would just do this with your hand, and that's an A. So it's kind of like a different alphabet, that if you can't hear, then you learn this alphabet to speak with other people. If you can't see, then you learn this to read. Now, what else can you expect if you come to Earth? Some people who are blind can imagine colors as shapes and sounds. These are the colors you need to paint everything in the world. So he's telling his friend that if blind, they can imagine the colors as shapes and colors as sounds, because you can't necessarily see the color, so you have them as shapes and sounds. But if you can't see color, then these are the colors that make up everything in this world. Can we see some of the names of these colors here? It's in really small print, but I'll read some off to you. We have the color of a pigeon, the color of soup. We have the color of vacuum bag dirt, the color of a stop sign. We have the color of, what's another fun one? Lights off. Turn the lights off, it goes dark. And the color of a milk mustache. So lots of different colors. Some things are part of nature. Some things are made by people. So we have things that nature makes and things that people make. And the things that people make can be partly from things that nature makes. What else can you expect if you come to Earth? Some things are big, some are small. Now we see here, we kind of have this long, bony tail of something Looks like a skeleton of something. Maybe a T-Rex, right? Maybe a T-Rex at the Natural History Museum, or Triceratops. Oh, but it has spikes right here. So maybe it's more sort of like a Stegosaurus or something. I could be wrong. Big things and small things. Lots of big things, lots of small things. What else? We have small things. Some things are invisible. Invisible cloak, ghosts, gravity, electricity, smells, sound waves. Some things are invisible. Gravity, which is the force that makes things fall, is invisible. We can't see it. The wind is invisible. We can feel it. We can't see it. The electricity that is powering my computer and powering these lights right now, we can't see it, but it's there. This one is very relevant today too. Some germs can make you sick. So can eating a woolly milk cap toadstool, or breathing in smoke, or getting spat on by a slow loris. Some people get hurt by accident. So I'm sure we're all familiar with germs and viruses at this point. Yeah, the coronavirus is small. It's not invisible, but it's very small, and it could make us very sick. So we have to be very careful. And this one is funny here. It says, so yes, this is a mushroom that you don't want to eat. So please don't eat foods that you're not familiar with that just grow out of the ground. But this is a slow loris, and it's the only venomous primate, or mammal, excuse me. Yep. So, lots of different ways that we can get sick too. Sometimes we hurt each other. Looks like we have two brothers up there fighting. I know I fight with my brother sometimes, but we always make up. And some people fighting in a war down here. But as we all know, it's better when we help each other. So here are a bunch of people at one of my favorite places, the library, all helping each other out. Helping someone reach a book, helping someone find a book, donating food, helping someone use the computer. Sometimes we fight, but it's a lot better when we help each other out. Lots of people helping each other out on this page. This is funny. Babies are not very good at anything. They're really cute, but they need a lot of help. Kids are good at lots of things. Grown-ups can do just about anything until they are really, really old. But by then, babies are grown up and can help. I just think it's funny when he says babies are not very good at anything. I mean, it's true. They're good at being cute, though. Old people are good at telling stories about the world when they were young. And kids are good at making up stories that haven't happened yet. So kids have a wild imagination, and they love to tell stories about things that haven't happened yet. Things that they made up. Really great, fun stories kids like to tell. So, he's telling his friend, if you come to Earth, you can stay in my room. Love, Quinn. So there he is. He's finished telling his friend, who's coming from another planet, all the things to expect on this Earth, and saying, yeah, if you come, you can stay with me. Quinn's a nice kid. And that's the end of the story. So, this was If You Come to Earth by Sophie Blackall. And I hope that you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I really think it's a sweet. And as kind of a parting activity, I would just encourage you to think to yourself, what if you had a friend who was coming to this earth who had never been here before? What are some of the things that you would tell this person, right? Maybe some things that are special to you. So I would say, if I had a friend, I would say, friend, welcome to Earth. Some of the things that I think make this planet so special are, one of them was in the story, libraries, which you can get any book you want for free, and then you turn it in and you get another book. Dogs. I love my dog more than anything in the world. I would tell my friend from Earth, you got to check these things out. Dogs are great. And museums. I work at a museum, and I think they're some of the best places on Earth to just learn more about science and art and history, and to inspire wonder about our natural and cultural worlds. Museums are kind of a one-stop shop to learn a little bit about everything. So, I turn the question on to you. Talk amongst yourselves or with your friends or family. If you had a friend who was coming to Earth and didn't know what to expect, what would you tell them? And an easy way to kind of start off that conversation is by finishing the statement, friend, welcome to Earth. There are lots of good things here, lots of great things here, but some of the things that I think make this planet so special are fill in the blank. So, welcome to Earth. Here are some of the things you must learn about, you must check out. And then, add whatever you think would be worth coming to Earth for. So, I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. Again, it's called If You Come to Earth by Sophie Blackall, 2-time Caldecott medalist. And stay safe out there, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us this Friday Storytime. My name is Justin, and have a safe weekend. Goodbye, everyone.